Okay, I'm back, I think. I'm trying something new today because, I want to keep working on my tarot cards, but I don't have a lot of free time during the day, but sometimes I have time on Twitch when people haven't come by yet. So I'm gonna do this. So yesterday I was sorting through to try and see which ones I still need to work on. Because the idea being that those of you who come by a lunchtime tarot card reading all the time know that I can never show the cards. Okay, so I need the Queen and the King of Wands. Okay, maybe that's what I'll start with. Okay, so yeah, I'm still doing tarot card readings, but I'm also just amusing myself while I'm here because why not? All right, so first I'm going to go through all this stress of the sharing my thing. Okay, I did it yesterday quite successfully. I found the button of sharing. And then today, once again. Oh, there it is. Okay, got it. So if it's still the same as always. If you want a tarot card reading, just ask. And I'm just going to sit here coloring while I wait for people to come by and speak to me. And also, okay, that was Facebook. And then I'm also going to try and play around, not right now during this stream, but maybe later tonight because we're still having cold weather, so I don't feel like going out in the world. I'm going to try and share my Wizard of Oz game with you. My son, who's cousin Catnip on Twitch, and he does tons of streaming and he knows all the things. Uh, Cousin Catnip sent me some advice on how to get my phone game onto the computer because I was just gonna like do this. But he says there's ways I can not have to do that. So that'll be an experiment for tonight or tomorrow night. Tomorrow's my birthday, so I'm going to, I don't know, I may be here, I may not, but I don't have any plans for my birthday, so I might just be hanging out here. Okay, so I got that on Twitter, and okay, so I think I have that on my phone, and okay. All right. Do I have my act together? I'm not sure. All right. So, okay, I gotta put my chat on my phone just in case. Oh, hi, Dung James. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my birthday's tomorrow, so you may or may not see me then. And it might be tomorrow today in in your part of the world. If it's January 23rd, it's already my birthday. Okay, I'm just trying to find. What am I trying to find? Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. Okay, this chat. Yes, here's the chat. Okay. Huh. Your chat's not showing up here. That's funny because you should be showing up on my phone as well as on the Dicky Doo. But all right. Technical newbie. I'm a newbie, but not. I've been working on computers since they were invented. Well, not since they were invented, but since the 90s. But okay. Now we got phone things. All right, so I am here to do tarot card readings. I am here to talk about things. I am going to be coloring my tarot cards because the sooner I get these done, then I can start actually showing you um, viewers your cards when I pull cards. Anyway, so Dung James is here right now and saying hello. So for those that are watching, this is how it works. He said hello. He's a regular. He's always coming by. So I'll pull a card for him for today's message of the day. He had a really good one yesterday. So let's see what we have for today. Dung James. Let's see what we got. You have the Page of Cups. So Page of Cups is it's a great card for you because it's showing new beginnings, and cups usually represent the arts and love and romance. And the Page of Cups, yeah, really. No, it's not patience this time. It's like getting shit done. Um, Page of Cups can sometimes be a pregnancy card. And so when it comes to pregnancy cards, it doesn't necessarily always mean a human baby growing inside a human, but it's an idea of pregnant with possibilities or new beginnings, things that are taking time to create and then they manifest after 9 months, right? So, with you, Doug James, you're working on these spiritual journeys and ideas and travel and concepts. So the Page of Cups works well for you because it's a fish in a cup, and fish often represents religious and spiritual ideas. I know there's a thing about Jesus and Fish Friday and all that. I'm not really totally up on all my Christian Catholic stuff, but I do know it is a important symbol, especially when we're dealing with spiritual ideas. And Doug James um, does astral projection. Well, that's the word I use. He uses other words, but visiting different planes and exploring spiritual ideas and spiritual levels and meditations and stuff. So this card's really good for that. Sort of idea. It shows, and something else is going to happen very soon, and it's also going to accent the journey you're on. And yeah, so also, you'll see in the background of the Page of Cups, if you Google the card, um, that there's a lot of waves in the background. So, and of course, Cups is a water sign, so you have all the water sign energy with that. So, intuition and psychic energy and all that jazz. So, with the waves in the background, so it's showing, the waves are there. They're a little rocky, so it takes time. But yeah, it's a really good card. And also, just on a regular level, if you're looking for love, you might meet a new lover today. You might get lucky. And then if you have children, it can indicate that, maybe one of your kids needs attention. But again, it's a very playful, fun card. I often see this card as theater. People doing theater, because it's like I always see it as a man, but it could be a girl, I guess, a short-haired person wearing pink and blue, holding their little fish in the cup. So it's fun and frivolity and um, God, I don't know. What did I say? You have to rewind. I don't know what I I just talk and I don't often know what I'm saying. Um, it said it could be a new romance. Then I said a whole pile of things before that. So I'm talking for like 5 minutes. Yeah, but the recordings go up, so you can always, once I hang up, they go up about 5 minutes after that Twitch automatically puts them up, so you can go back and revisit whatever the heck I just said. Because I don't know what I said. Anyways, it's a really good card. That's all I have to say. Okay, I'm gonna put this over here so I could see it better. Okay, yeah, it doesn't. I just got the way, yeah, I've had a picture of how my desk is set up. It's like, so I have, okay, so what did I decide? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so actually, maybe I'll make a Page of Cups right now for my own little deck 'cause I don't have one. So that's a good reminder. So where's my card? And you can all see how horrific. Any news about what? Do I have any news? Nope, I haven't done anything to get news for. Okay, what? Yeah, I should use pink and blue for my Page of Cups. Uh, and then because I'm not an artist at all, I am not. This is a writer trying to draw shit. So have fun watching and laughing. I don't care if you guys laugh at me because I know I'm pathetic. Okay, so here's my trying to, um, so page. I'll make them wavy in a minute like water because it should be a flowy kind of thing, but I don't have my glasses on and I'm a terrible, terrible, terrible artist. I'm not an artist at all. Is that even in focus? I guess these cameras kind of go in focus. Maybe it's focusing too hard on all the crystals. So what do you mean by any news? For you mean, do I have any news? Um, I have a story in Amazing Monsters that just came out a couple weeks ago. My story is called Beachcomber. So everyone can pick up a copy of Beachcomber. And it's an anthology with several stories about monsters, scary monsters. Mine's about a sea serpent in Puerto Rico. The little girl finds an egg, and stuff happens. Stuff happens with the sea monster. And then the HWA just announced all the Stoker people. It's the official. It's not nominations. They have all these fancy words, but it's basically we had the first round of ballots. So the preliminary ballot is out. So I have um, several friends that are on, and my really good friend Andrew Robertson has a short story, and it's really exciting because I helped edit his story. People come to me for editing for their stories and books. It's one of my jobs. I have a huge book I'm editing right now for someone. It's huge. It's a spy book. Actually, I'm just proofreading. I'm not editing, but it's like huge. It's taken me a long time because proofreading, you have to be really careful um, how you proofread because they're counting on you to find all the typos and all the mistakes. And if they pay me good money for proofreading. So I'm really, really slow because I blow up each sentence really huge. And I've often thought about showing you guys on Twitch how I do it, where you do the thing where the computer's on shows the screen. Because when I first started Twitch, I was trying to do a bit of that. Then I thought it must be so boring to watch people. Uh, right? I wonder if I should turn this light on because I had to block my window over here where I usually get that really nice natural light this time of day, even though it's not terribly bright out today. But let's see, does this work to get this paper illuminated? Oh, that might be a little better. It's hard because I don't want to knock everything over and because one thing falls over, everything's gonna fall over. It'll be a clinking, clanking catastrophe of caliginous crap. Do you ever notice that in Wizard of Oz? He has alliteration for everything, but then instead of saying crap, he says junk. Because he should say crap. You clinking, clanking collection of caliginous junk. He says to the Tin Man. And it's like, I think you mean crap. My son pointed it out. My son Dorian, who's cousin Catnip on Twitch. Because we were in a production of The Wizard of Oz when he was really young. He's a singer and dancer, actor type of guy. He's the Page of Cups kind of guy, right? And he said, Mom, why don't they say crap there? It makes more sense. Like, that's my boy. And it's true. We saw Wizard of Oz in 3D at the Cinesphere a couple weeks ago, and I laughed out loud during that scene because I was thinking how he really needs to say crap. I don't even know if they said crap back in the 30s when they made that movie. Does Dorothy Garland, oh my God, Judy Garland say crap? What's your project, Dung James, if you're still here? See, now I keep looking down at my page, so I'm not seeing comments. So I guess it's a double-edged sword, this whole drawing for you thing. And if anyone's watching and you want a tarot card reading, all you have to do is say hello in the little chat or say, hey, pull a card, or hey, I want a tarot reading. Or if you want to talk about something else, let's just talk because I'm happy to talk about all kinds of stuff. I could talk for hours, as you probably know. We can talk about Star Wars. I hear the new teaser trailer might be coming out for the Super Bowl, might not. Luke might be dead, he might not. Nobody knows what's happening. I think Disney made a big mess out of the series, and now they're trying to figure it out. Okay, this U really sucks. Really. That needs to be a big U. Like, what the heck? Okay, I'll make that part blue to mimic the blue and pink on the Rider Waite deck. We can see like how what a horrifically horrible artist I am. I'm not even gonna try to draw a page. Okay, I'll go back to this pink just for continuity's sake. Maybe I'll make that a blue too. Anyways, anyone wants a tarot card reading, just ask. I am here and I'm drawing new tarot cards so I can show them to you once I get this deck done. I'm so close. I didn't realize how close I was to having this deck complete till I started counting the cards yesterday on my live stream here. And I don't see anyone talking to me, so just yeah, so I was starting to talk about the Stokers, I guess, with the Horror Writers Association. That happens all the time here in Toronto. Are you kidding me? How would I react if a man came up middle of the street, asked where he was, and starts talking to himself? That happens all the time in this big city we live in. I would just give him directions and be on my way. Nothing unusual. It's just everyday life here in the big six. Some people don't like it when we call it the six. Some people don't like it when we call it T dot. I like saying the six, but I got laid on that bandwagon. Why do you think it's unusual that mentally ill people would talk to you on the street? We have something like 10,000 homeless people, and they're all sleeping on the streets, even though it's like minus 30 out Celsius. And one of the places I used to live was down the street from the mental hospital. I know they don't call it that anymore, psychiatric hospital. And yeah, people were always walking around because they have their day passes or they're allowed to walk down the street for their hour of exercise. So you're always talking to people that aren't quite grounded in the same reality that we are. So yeah, it's pretty common here. I guess you're probably talking more of yourself, not sure what if you're disoriented in another place. But yeah, it's business as usual here in Toronto. Between tourists, mentally ill people, homeless people, immigrants, refugees, people are always asking questions, and not everyone is on the same page when it comes to how we act and conduct ourselves in public. Actually, there's a guy in this part of town. He's usually downtown, but sometimes he comes out this way to Etobicoke, and he's called Zanta, Zanta, and he has a YouTube channel. And I haven't watched it in years, but he often will wear a Santa outfit, especially at Christmas time. And I don't know if he's a heroin addict or what happened, and then I guess he gets on and off his medication. So when he and around Christmas time, he was completely off his medication. I didn't even know he lived in this part of town. I knew of him because of, I know a lot of fringe people because of I'm a writer and I like magicians and freak shows. So I'm always meeting new and interesting people, and he comes up now and again in conversation, and so so he'll come by and he'll be talking to you, but not. And then he'll go on about how you need to watch his YouTube channel and all this. So yeah, we get all kinds here. What do you have? I'm playing a game and the other guys are having fun reacting to my character, talking to himself. Oh, that's cool. The backstory is the guy has two souls in his body after his friend was killed accidentally. Oh, hi, Alex McVeigh. That sounds cool, Dung James. Yeah, nothing like those battling souls. It's like that movie with the guy with the two heads sewn on the one, the racist guy who has the black guy's head sewn onto him. That was funny. So, Alex, I will pull a card for you. Let me pull a card for you. Okay, Alex McVeigh, you have. Oh, I'm not allowed to show. I usually put them down there, but I can't because the camera's there. The High Priestess card. So, Alex McVeigh, you've got the High Priestess card, and this is a card about patience, Dung James. Anyways, and we're teasing because earlier we were talking about how Doug James keeps getting cards about being patient. so, so Alex McVeigh, you got the card about being patient. So I can't actually show you the card I use because of copyright permission, which is why I'm drawing my own cards. So I can eventually show you guys cards. So I use the Rider Waite deck, RIDER-WAITE. So you can Google the picture of the card and read about all the bazillions of meanings. And so, anyways, the High Priestess is a picture of a woman sitting and she's holding the Torah. She has a cross on her dress. She's wearing robes. She has the Kabbalah, the Tree of Life behind her. She has the pillars of B and J, black and white, in front of her. So it's a card about all the religions. It's a card about spiritual searching. On the surface, the actual message of the card is be patient. The answer will be clear in time. So if you had a question in your head or just kind of trying to figure some stuff out. You don't have all the information yet to make decisions, so don't be hard on yourself. You just have to be patient as things become more clear. And then on a deeper level, the High Priestess card is about getting in touch with your inner goddess, even if you're a guy, getting in touch with your spiritual side, tapping into spiritual ideas. Because if you look at the card, all the religions are in this card. They're all power packed in there. So it's finding your way and, deciphering your beliefs and deciding what needs to happen in your own life. And then it's a two, and two can often represent partnerships and balance and yin and yang and all these types of ideas. So, yeah, so your message of the day basically is be patient. The answer will be clear in time. And then tap into your own spiritual ideas if you're looking for questions and answers. Okay, so how was that, Alex? Not too scary, right? You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Make sure you come by every day. Yeah, see, I know some people get scared. I used to be scared of tarot cards, and some of the cards can be scary, or not the card we wanted to see today. But you had a good one today, so that's great. I'm glad you came by. So I'm just gonna have a sip of coffee, so I'll try not to slurp. There we go. Okay, oh, so Dung James, the backstory is this guy has two souls inside his body after seeing his field was killed. So now they gotta find the friend's corpse with the friend's soul in the guy's body. Oh, that sounds fun. That sounds good times. And oh, the thing with two heads. Yep, that's that movie where the white guy has the black guy's head sewn on, and he's not too happy about it. So if anyone's watching and they want a tarot card reading or you want to talk about anything, whatever you want, you just type, type, type in the old chat box there. And I have my phone over here. Yeah, you guys could see. I'm pointing over there. So I could see, and then I could see my screen here. I hope I don't catch my monitor on fire with this big light on it. Yeah, I guess this part of the light is in the picture, but I think you can see this card here better with that light. Oh, I'm so new to this two camera. This is the very first time I've ever done the two camera thing, I think. I think I've done the thing where I was playing Bubble Witch and you could see me way back when I first started this channel, but this is my first time where I'm actually have two actual cameras. So we'll see. We'll see how this experiment goes. So far, so good, I think. So you guys can just laugh at my horrible drawing because I am not an artist at all. At all. I'm a writer. So if you show the tarot, yes, yes, because way back when I started my YouTube channel, and I still have my YouTube channel, um, I got flagged for copyright infringement from YouTube because US. Oh, right. Yeah, yeah, I know you, I know who you are. Yeah. Um, so I got flagged because the Rider Waite deck, even though like copyright supposedly would be over because I think it's about 100 years old, um, US Games actually produces the cards and does the copyright. And I've heard too, I'm not even theoretically supposed to show the backs of the cards either because that's copyrighted as well. But I see so many people on YouTube flashing tarot cards around, and they're not supposed to unless they have copyright permission. And I have heard that US Games does give copyright permission, but this was like 10 years ago. And so I just don't screw around with it at all. I never wear clothes with logos. I never show my toys. I'm not even sure if the material I'm using on my backdrop is copyright, but these curtains are like 30 years old, so the person who designed them is probably dead anyways. But yeah, so you have to be really yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I've been waiting to get busted for that pattern too, you know. But like I said, it's such an old thing. A lot of my YouTubes, I just have a plain blanket up. And when I do my courses on Udemy, I just put up a plain blanket. And it's funny because you'll go on YouTube and you'll see so many people wearing Star Wars shirts and hats, or not necessarily Star Wars, but comic books, whatever, and they have toys in the background. Yet there were a few times I did YouTube videos and I had like a Kylo Ren toy in the background. I didn't even know it was there, and I got flagged for copyright infringement. And all I was doing was like reading one of my own stories or something. And so I don't know how they figure out who they're going to bust and who not. So I just really try to keep it safe. So I'm creating my own horrible cards. Yeah, it's embarrassing showing a real illustrator my shitty drawings, but I don't draw. Like, I don't know how. But I'm pushed to draw with these, making my own little, even though a lot of them are just the words, you know, or just a crappy little two of cups, just so I can have something to hold up and show you guys when I do the tarot readings, because I don't want to I don't want to steal copyright, and I don't want to infringe on copyright, even though you know, I always say it's the Rider Waite deck I use and I love it and go check it out, but I'm not showing those cards. And same with music. You'll notice I have no music on. And when I first started this channel last spring, we could use Spotify music, and there was a Twitch library for Twitch music that we could play on Twitch, but not on YouTube, but you could play it on your Twitch channel while, you know, like I'm doing a show right now. But now, at some point a couple months ago, Spotify doesn't want people using Spotify to play the Twitch music or any music at all. So now it's copyright infringement for that. So you can't use Spotify on Twitch anymore. And so I don't use anything right now because I'm not sure how to even access the Twitch music and so on, right? So, and since as a creator myself, I do respect copyright on all levels, whether it's music or visuals or writing and so on. And but it makes it difficult. And I know there's music that we can all play that's copyright free. But you know, and it gets interesting because you figure, you know, like Mozart or all these people have been dead forever, but it's the orchestras or those specific recordings that are the copyright, right? You know, like, so you have an orchestra playing a Star Wars music. If it's John Williams conducting or someone else, it's still copywritten. Although Star Wars isn't a good example because it's only 40 years old. But you know, a lot of these ancient melodies, you still have to. But if I play on my violin for you, I could do that. I could play like an old Mozart song or whatever, because it would be my own recording. But then again, I don't even know if that arrangement that I choose would be, it just goes on and on. So yeah, I'm just ignoring it all. Just gonna sit here and make my little crappy tarot cards and try to stay above the law. Oh, thanks, Stung James. Thanks for coming by again. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow if I come back, if I'm here on my birthday. Oh, thanks for the follow, Alex. And thank you for coming by too. And if anyone is coming by and you haven't had a tarot card reading, yep, tomorrow's my birthday. Yep, tomorrow. Tomorrow, January 23rd. Yeah, so I don't know if I'll come on or not. I probably will because I don't have any plans. Um, Although it's supposed to go up to -7 today, and then they said tomorrow it might even be above zero. That's Celsius. So maybe I can actually leave my apartment. I haven't been outside, and so with the exception of running out to my balcony to look at the eclipse, I haven't really been outside since I did the Women's March on Saturday. I know, up to -7. What's happening? I know I'm in Canada, but this isn't our weather. Like in Toronto, which is where I am, um, -7 should be like the worst. But every few years we get these crazy -20s, -30s. So yeah, I think it was yesterday was the coldest day in the universe. I think it with the wind chill, it was -35 Celsius or something like that. And yeah, we're having a lot of problems with people sleeping on the streets and running out of shelters and all these horrible things that really shouldn't be happening in a first world country, world class city. But Toronto, no one can afford to live here, and it's rough unless you're a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire. I'm in an artist co-op. I'm surrounded by artists, and it took me 5 years to get into this place, to be on a waiting list. So it's tough. And they're saying on the news last night that it's you're a hundredaire. Yeah, I know. I don't even think I'm that. My bank account is still minus. Been living in overdraft for a few years. That's why I haven't been getting to any conventions. Ah. Yeah, it's sad. And then they were showing last night, this couple was trying to find a place uh in the, this -30 weather, and then they were saying that they didn't find a place, and then the mayor's on TV going, "Oh, well, the shelters were at 98% capacity. There was room. There were a couple beds." And it's like, but how are you supposed to find them? Like nobody talks to each other. So you might have a shelter that has a few beds left, and then you see the shelters, and like who wants to go? A lot of the homeless they speak to on the news, and this is how it is in all the big cities. They'd rather sleep on the sidewalk than go to the shelters because the shelters don't take pets, or they don't keep couples together, or people steal or do drugs, or they show the pictures. It's a giant room with like 50 beds, and like you see in those old orphanage movies and stuff, and it must be hell. I mean, at least they exist, but I understand why some people just do not want to go into those places. It must be really hard. But yeah, so it's terrible. Our rents here, they just keep going up. I think not right now, like a shitty bedroom. I know for sure. Because my son had a friend who stayed with him for a week while she was looking for a place, because she and her boyfriend broke up, so she had to look for new housing, and she found a place here in Etobicoke. We're not even in Toronto, and here in Etobicoke, um, she found a place down the street, a basement bedroom apartment. And she does get her own bathroom, but it was 1,500 bucks a month plus utilities plus everything, everything, everything. And it has like 1,000 rules. You can't have anyone overnight. You can't smoke weed, even though weed's legal now. You can't even smoke it like outside on the property. Because I printed up her contract for her, so I saw all the all the rules. And I'm like, holy crap, I can't afford $1,500 a month. So I don't know how this young lady in her 20s is. She's a dancer too, like my son, and I mean a regular dancer, not a stripper. If she's a stripper, she'd probably do okay, but she's very good looking. But she's a tap, jazz, hip hop, ballet, dance instructor, dance teacher. There's just no way. I don't know how else she makes her money, but she signed that lease and she's living there now. But $1,500 for a basement apartment and with 1,000 rules. Okay, who's calling me now? Sorry, I'm good to. I think it's one of those crank calls. Hello. I was right. It's one of those stupid. Thank you for choosing. I didn't choose anything, and I didn't even choose a Pokemon today. So I don't know, man. I don't know. All these, what happened to the whole you don't get crank calls on your friggin' phone, or not crank calls, but solicitors. You have won. I haven't won because I didn't enter anything to win, so I know I didn't win. Every day it's WestJet or Marriott hotels, and it's like I haven't flown WestJet, I think maybe twice in my life, and I haven't been anywhere to put in for Marriott hotels. Back in the day when World Horror used to exist, and they were all at Marriott's, so I ran up a lot of points on those, and now I haven't been anywhere since, and I'm sure all those points expired, but I certainly didn't enter any sweepstakes. So yeah. All right, so that was the page of cups. Two, three, four, five, six, 10. Okay, so now, so I'm just leaving it like that. I'm not going to try to draw a human on there for now. Maybe later. I'm just trying to get these done so I can use them. So I need the knight. And yeah, so if anyone's watching and they want a tarot card reading, I'm just sitting here. I'll be here till about 1. Yeah, so oh, it's dark again. We had the sun for a little while this morning, and I mean, it's still pretty light out, but it's not super shiny, but at least it's not like dark. Gambling. Oh, yeah, people they want to know if they're going to win the lottery. They want lucky numbers. Um especially like when I read tarot at Fan Expo, which is a huge, huge, huge Comic Con. I'll often get people, oh, I'm going to the casino later, like to go to Niagara Falls Casino 'cause it's about an hour away, and they'll want the lucky numbers, and it's like, no, man, like, you think if yeah, exactly. You think if tarot card readers could predict like lucky numbers, would be sitting here at goddamn Fan Expo sweating to death reading tarot for friggin' Klingons, like for $10. Like I'd be living in my castle in Spain. you know? So yeah, people they don't think these things through. And the tarot, I mean, I'm sure some people can figure out things like that, but I've said before, and Alex, you're new to my babblings, but I'm not a mind reader. I just read the cards. I can't do ooh, I'm in your brain. Maybe I could. I don't want to. I don't want to know what's in anyone's head. I barely want to know what's in my own. You know? But I like to help people, and I use the cards as guidance. I studied them for 3 years. I got my degree, but had nothing to do with mind reading. It's all about all the symbols and imagery on the cards and colors and what they mean and the astrology and so on. And yeah, even my tarot teacher, who is a very scary Scorpio, she's like, ooh, she's Egyptian. The black hair, the black eyes, the thick accent. She's fantastic. Scary as hell, though. Oh my God, I was always terrified in her classes. She could like go into your brain and tell you stuff you didn't know you knew. So she did a few, because would end every class with her reading doing a reading for someone to show how it's done, right? And yeah, a couple times she did a reading for me. I usually didn't volunteer because if you sat in her hot seat, you'd end up crying. But because everything was so negative. And yeah, she told me things. I don't know how she knew. And then I had this other guy. I before I studied tarot card reading, I did another bunch of workshops about mediumship, which is how I learned. Because I used to be afraid of tarot cards, and then I learned tarot cards weren't the evil tool that I thought they might have been. And so this guy, through one of the things, we all put our names in a hat. We didn't put our names in the hat. We put the name of someone who had died into the hat. And so I put my grandmother who had died a couple years before. And the teacher pulled my name. And so he told me all this stuff, and I wrote it all down. And I didn't know half the stuff he was talking about because it was my grandmother, and he was talking about stuff when she was younger and all this. And so I went and asked my mom about things like a dog's name and, certain curtains and outfits and cars and stuff like this. And it was all correct. He said, "Yeah, she's here right now. She's telling me." And I'm like, "How?" So he picked up from me stuff that I didn't even know about my grandmother. So I guess he dug into my brain with his woo. But yeah, so some people are good at that. Because I didn't say anything. I never even said it was my grandmother. I didn't say anything. He just started talking. And yeah, and I don't even know if he knew it was a man or a woman because her name was Mickey. Name was Finnish is Mielikki, but I put down Mickey Day. Day was the maiden, was her name, and so he didn't even know if it was a man or a woman, and yeah, it was crazy, crazy. My mom was totally freaked out. She's like, "How does he know this?" Yeah, that was our car. That was my dog when I was a kid. That was my. And since I knew what my grandmother's house looked like before she died, because it's the place in Maine where I would go every summer, some of the things he described I saw. I knew what he meant. Oh, yeah, that's that thing, or that's that tree by the river, or that's that, I was like, oh my God, how does he know this stuff? Yeah, so some people can do that stuff. But even they can't do the how do I get $1 million? Because that guy, he's in Toronto. I kept track of him. Well, once the internet was invented more, he's a Facebook friend of mine, and I know he's still doing so much work with tarot and mind reading, not mind reading, but crystal balls and mediumship or however you want to call it. And but he's not living like in the lap of luxury by any stretch of the imagination. But and I think this is part of what people don't really understand is that tarot card readers are much like counselors of any kind, where we want to help people. And especially for me, I'm not big on the, um, I don't want to say future readings, but it's more interesting to see what people's paths are. Yeah, go on, Montel. That can be like James Prog and, and Maury, exactly. No, I would never survive on those shows because they expect you to mind read and all that crap. And yeah, Sylvia Brown. Yep, she's dead now too. Yep, Sylvia Brown. Yeah, and then it turned out some of her stuff was fraudulent. But I think what happens on these shows, and I'm not making excuses for these psychics that get caught. Um, but I do think what happens is because we're in such an instant gratification society, and with tarot or psychic, well, you're talking about Sylvia Brown and James Von Prague, and although those are like super psychic mind reader people, and even if they're correct about 70 to 80% of the time, it still isn't necessarily that they're right or wrong because it takes time for information to come through, and sometimes you don't get the right information, or sometimes you get information and it takes a couple days to really understand what it is you were thinking about. Because sometimes I'll do tarot card readings for people. Like I went over to someone's house the other day and read tarot for him. He's working. I actually was developmental editing his book for him, and I thought he lived far away, but turns out he lives down the street. I thought he lived in another country. It's like, hey, I want a tarot reading. I'm like, oh well, we'll do the Skype. Hey, no, I live down the street. It's like, holy shit, who knew? Yeah, I'm psychic. No, so I went over and we read cards on his book, and that was a very fascinating process how we did that. And but then when I got home, like even now, I'm still thinking of things, and I don't know whether to email him, like, oh, and then I had this thought and that thought, because sometimes it takes time for things to ripple through with these ideas, like anything, like when you have a thought, and then because like at Fan Expo, I'll read for 50 people a day. Well, not that many, but it's not that many hours in the day. But I'll read for a shitload of people, and and it 10, 20 minutes, and it boom, 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 the lineup. So you just keep going, and then I'll burst awake in the night, going, "Oh man, I should have told this person that about this and that." But you can only gather so much. So understand why people like Sylvia Brown and James Von Prague and stuff. That Teresa, oh God, I can't stand her. That Teresa with the nails in the beehive. They get caught using the earpieces or having people in the crowds before gathering informations about people cold readings, but it's not because they've been eavesdropping on people and feeding information. But even with that, there still is an element of the performance or the getting to the truth or getting to the bottom of whatever the mystery or question is. So it might be fine that the person's in the crowd and, oh yeah, so that person in the second row, they were talking about how they hope their dad Bob will come visit them during this show, and then they'll go tell the medium, okay, dude in the second row. So they go, oh, is anyone here? Bob, there's a Bob here. So you get that shit happening to get it started, but still sometimes you know, because that springboards it because you're on live TV and people want a show right now. But then they still have to get through the actual reading and stuff. Which may or may not be contrived. We'll never know because people are dead, right? We're talking about Sylvia or James Von Prague and some of those people. Was it David Edwards? John Edwards? Him too. They've all been caught doing these things, but I do believe before they became TV celebrities that there was an element, yeah, John Edwards. I think there was an element of truth, especially with Sylvia Brown, because how she was before she got on Montel and then went all creepy stage gypsy on. Like I can say gypsy because I am one. Um, but yeah, she got really weird near the end, and she's been dead for a long time now. But um, yeah, it's fascinating because it is a freak show, our modern day freak shows, but now we have the Learning Channel and Jerry Springer and Montel Williams and Maury Povich is our modern day. I actually talked about this at one of my panels at Fan Expo, but when I was talking about freak shows, and now we have TV freak shows. So we have the mind readers and what's a gimmick, what's not, you know. And then since I'm on a stream of consciousness babble, I caught a part of the Tammy Faye Baker, Jim Baker crap the other night. They did a huge documentary on them, but I only caught the very end of it. But it was the same kind of thing. And the person doing the show was saying how he can't believe that Jim Baker is back on TV selling products for the church when he did time in jail for being a con artist and embezzler, and people are still throwing him money because I don't know if there's a sucker born every minute. I don't think it's like that. I think it's more people just want to buy their ticket to heaven so badly they'll believe anything to get there, whether it's through a medium or through a televangelist or some of these other things, these cults. Yeah, it's crazy. So that was a rant. I don't know what I'm ranting about. And if anyone's checking in and seeing me ranting and you want a tarot reading, just ask. Powerball numbers. Yeah, really. Yeah, the place to dig up gold. Now, if you're looking to dig up some gold, what you need to do is you get I can't leave my chair because I'm all attached with my wires. But you get two hangers. So you pull the hangers apart so they make an L, like a dowsing rod. Like, and then you hold like the small part in your hand. Yeah, like a divining rod. Yes, you can make them from metal hangers. Don't use plastic, obviously. Then you cut off the loopy part, and then you unbend them, and then you hold them in your fingers, and then so you get one for each hand, and then you can go around and see if you can find some gold. I know when my friend and I were doing a lot of parties together before, we haven't worked together in about 15 or 20 years. She moved to Chicago. She's actually married to my first husband. I set them up. So she's his third wife and he's, yeah. Anyways, so, but before all that happened, we used to go to parties and would bring the hangers and you'd get someone to stand in front of you and then you could figure out um, which part of their chakras or parts of their bodies were closed or open. So you put it between your fingers really loosely so that it's so loose so that they can flop on their own. And so like you can go down their body so they might snap shut at your head and then open wide on your heart and then snap shut on your crotch or so things that snap shut are like your chakra needs to be opened. You need to be more open-minded or you need to get your mojo up or your if it's snapping shut on your throat, you got to get better at communication skills or and so it's on and on like that, right? It's really fun. Yeah. Wouldn't want to use plastic and mess it up. Yeah. No, plastic's not going to divine it. You need the metal. Preferably copper is, but I don't think there's such thing as a copper hanger. But, hey, Save Mex, you want a tarot card reading? I'm just sitting there talking and talking forever. I'll pull a card for you, Save Mex. Al Gore's fifth chakra. Is that his communication? Because for me, the fifth chakra would be throat. Oh, do you have a question? Okay, ask the question. Or do you want to ask the question or you want to keep it in your head question? Yeah, Al Gore's fifth chakra. He's got to get it together. Uh, okay, let's see if SaveMex is going to type out a question. Oh, it's already 1 o'clock. Yeah, I'm going to have to go soon. But get on with editing this book I'm working on. Okay, tarot cards, it's about the future. Yeah, well, ask away. Do you want to, as long as it's not about gambling or health. Oh, and the health thing, Alex, is because we're not doctors. So tarot readers shouldn't. So I'll wait for Save Max. I'm just waiting for you to type. So we're talking about how what questions not to answer as a tarot reader. So with health, you don't want to give health diagnosis as a tarot reader because you're not a doctor and you can't prescribe medicine. And what's that thing floating? Looks like an orb. That's weird. I'm sure it's just a piece of dust. But yeah, so we don't want to do health. Although, I might take a peek for someone if they're really adamant, like, oh, and you can definitely see health things in the cards on a 7 card chakra spread. Or, like, for me, I like the 7 card chakra spread because I can see health and pregnancy and stuff like that. But we're not supposed to do them because people can take you wrong because not everyone is a balanced person who really understands. Um, that this is for fun and entertainment, but it can be real too. But just because the cards might say, "Oh, you have a blocked artery," like so what? You better go to the doctor and get your blocked artery dealt with. I can't do anything about it. Oh, your blocked artery is fixed. It's like, no, I don't do any of that. Yes. Okay, love. There's a girl in your German course in the university. Ooh, yeah, that's a great question. Okay. Does she like you? Okay. I'm gonna put a. I'm just gonna pull 3 cards. I can't show you the cards. You're new, so I'll just let you know I cannot show you the cards for copyright permission, which is why I'm trying to draw some. And but I will tell you what they are, and you can Google the pictures for yourself. So, ooh, hang on. She's like this. I think she finds you interesting. It's a Page of Pentacles. So the three cards, the initial cards I've Blah, can I talk? The initial cards I've pulled for you are the Three of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. And the deck I use is called the Rider Waite deck, Rider hyphen Waite. And you can Google pictures of the card, but I can't actually show you the cards because I don't have copyright permission from US Games, and I don't want to get in copyright trouble. So, how I see this little selection of cards, so the actual specific is, does she feel anything for you and should you talk to her? Yes, you should talk to her. Um, you're waiting for your ship to come in, you're a little confused, that's why you're asked a question. The Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is probably hers. So she, and plus Queen of Swords represents institutions like of learning, higher learning, education, and then and then if she's coming off as a Queen of Swords represents the air signs like Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, and swords are a suit of communication as well. And Queen of Swords is often called the Queen of Sorrows because it represents someone who's been through a lot of stuff, divorced people, people who have loved and lost, whether death or whatever. So they tend to keep a protective shell around them. They might come off as unapproachable or hard to deal with, and that's just because they're protecting their heart. It's not because they have anything about you. But then I pulled a Page of Pentacles, which I see is you bringing an offer. So I don't know if you've ever tried to bring her a coffee to break the ice, or a cookie, or share a snack, or something like that, or give her a job. No, Page of Pentacles often represents money or gifts, job opportunities. So I'm being a smart ass, but yeah, you might be able to break the ice by bringing her something. And also, one thing to know about Queen of Swords people, whether she is an air sign or not is irrelevant, but this is how she's presenting today, is that they don't like stupid people, they don't like idiots. So make sure you're really smart. But if you're in German class, you're probably pretty smart. And yeah, so just, I think she just isn't really aware, or, but definitely talk to her. Definitely. Can't do anything unless you start talking, right? But like I said, if you bring her a coffee or a cookie, or let's say you have a little bag of cookies in your class, hey, you want one? And then that can be an icebreaker, right? Just make sure you don't bring her like a peanut butter cookie and she's allergic to peanut butter or something like that, right? But yeah, I think there's a potential there. We have to get, I don't know about long-term potential because this is just kind of showing what you're actually asking. Um, about just whether you should approach her or not. I say, yeah, go for it. Why not? Need to, well, maybe ask her for help in German. Like you said, you're taking German. So maybe even if, you know, offer a cookie or candy bar or whatever. Um, or just maybe bring in some German chocolate cake and say, hey. But also, if you're taking a course together, I know I've been out of school for 100 years, even though I work out of college, so I do understand how classrooms are. Maybe you could ask her a question about the work. Um, even if you know everything, just pretend you don't know. Like, how do I conjugate this verb? Or I didn't quite hear what the teacher said. Can you tell me again? I need to make a note, or things like that. So there's ways. There's ways. There's ways to talk without, um, because you're probably shy and you don't want her to know you have a crush on her, but just naturally. I don't know if you end up sitting beside her or not in class, because that can help, if you're actually there. Or if she drops something, be right there to pick it up, stuff like that. Just anything that breaks the ice. If she has a neat little toy on her desk, I don't know if people do that anymore, or an interesting pen, or a neat book. Um, yeah, so she doesn't sit next to you. Yeah, like does she carry books? Like, oh, hey, I've read that book, or like I don't know, or compliment. People love compliments. I'm with another girl and she's with a guy. Okay. But maybe if she changes her hair one day, you get so far with compliments. So far. Everyone likes to be complimented. We all do. I love to be complimented. You do. Yeah, yeah. No, I understand you mean in your class. So, maybe she's wears an interesting sweater one day, or she has a cool piece of jewelry on. Just start observing things like that. 'Cause maybe you've never noticed before, but now you can start noticing. Just say, "Oh man, that's a cool necklace. Where did you get it?" Just stuff. "Oh, I couldn't help but admire those shoes you have. Like they're really intense, or whatever. If she wears fancy shoes, or you know what I mean. So there are ways to talk to people when we're afraid to talk to people. Um, have you ever talked to her ever? Like, do you know her name? Yep. Well, the three's good. Okay, so at least you know her name. Yeah, so just what is it, weekly or whatever, just bide your time. And like I said, if she wears something interesting, it doesn't even have to be that interesting. Just like, oh, I couldn't help but notice you're wearing a rose quartz on your necklace or whatever. Well, you probably like her because she's probably fun, right? So she's having fun with the guy. It doesn't mean that she's going to date him. They're just trying to pass the time in their classroom, right? And so make sure you look like you're having fun. Make sure you look like you're having fun with the girl you're paired with, right? Yeah, and of course she'd be sad, but she has a whole life outside of the classroom too. She might already have someone or not have someone. I don't think she has anyone right now. Uh, good, good, good. See, you already know how the game is played. Yeah, so and I have this a lot in my own life where I admire people that I never tell them, then I get all upset when other people go for it and I never made the move. And next thing I know, they're married and I didn't even open my mouth to see if I could get a cup of coffee. So, yeah, it can be hard. You get obsessed with that person. Yeah, I don't think there's something wrong with you with that. I'm like that too. Um, Not everyone gets like that, but I think it's about just being passionate. You know what you want, and um, when's your birthday? What sign are you? You Scorpio? No. Virgo. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. That can be a Virgo-y thing. I Virgo moon. Yeah. The Virgos are pretty particular about what they want, and then once they've decided on what they want, they can almost be obsessive about getting it because they get tunnel vision. And that there's nothing wrong about that unless you turn into a stalker, and then that's not cool. But but for the most part, there's nothing wrong with knowing what you want and trying to get it. And yeah, yeah. So you just know what you want. Some people never know what they want and they just will try anything and they be flirtatious and flippant and stuff. But I know it can be tough when you really like someone and you get super tunnel vision about them because like I said, I'm that way too. And then nothing else, nobody else interests you to but that person, but then you haven't never even talked to that person and yeah, it can be rough. So make sure as a Virgo, don't put her on a pedestal. Yeah, I know, me too. I wish I was like that too with things. But Virgos do tend, as do people with Virgo moons like me, um, uh, tend to put people on pedestals, and then when they act human, get disillusioned and disappointed. So make sure you're not doing that where you get yourself so scared of her or so freaked out that you get so nervous you can't even talk to her, and then she does something human and then you're crushed and cry for a week. Oh my God, she's not who I thought she was. So just make sure you're seeing reality, I guess, is the word. And yeah, and just try and talk to her. That's interesting too that you're a Virgo, because the little page of Pentacles that I pulled as the person giving the gift or whatever, that's a Earth sign. That's a Virgo card. So that's interesting. So you have her set up as the Queen of Swords, the unapproachable queen, and then you're the Page of Pentacles, trying to get her attention. And I think you will. I think it'll be okay. Just um, I don't know if she is an air sign in real life because I don't know when her birthday is, but on the card she is showing up as an air sign. She's showing up with the Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, the Queen of Swords, which is someone who, and it makes sense that she's showing up like that because you haven't really approached her, so she's unapproachable to you. You see her as, oh my God, she's gonna cut my head off if I say something wrong, So you're seeing her like that, but maybe once you break the ice and actually speak to her, maybe she's actually a really warm, generous person. Yeah, maybe she hasn't noticed you. Um, exactly. I'm sure she's noticed you because unless it's like one of those classes of 500 people, but she may not be thinking of you in a manner that you guys could hang out, right? And so you have to 10 people. Yeah, so she knows you're there. But she won't know that you're interested unless you show her, right? That's the battle. That's the game of love. But just go for it. And yeah, the best. So if there's only 10 people, why don't you make a snack for the whole classroom? If they do such things, I don't know. Bring in a German chocolate cake with some German coffee or German donuts or German cookies, or for your German class, say, "Hey, look, I made a um, you know, an appropriate snack for the class." Unless they don't allow snacks, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, okay. What country are you in? Sauerkraut. Yeah. Big, yeah, birthdays. Well, your birthday won't be till the summer, so that class will be long over. But maybe she's an Aquarius and her birthday will be tomorrow, like mine. No. Yeah, big sauerkraut and sausages and big steins of beer. That'll bring in a keg of beer and get the class talking. A small island in the Mediterranean in Europe. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I bet it's warm there. Are you warm? Actually, it looks not bad out. Well, no, it looks like it's gonna snow. I don't know what it's doing. It's supposed to go up to -7. Maybe I'll have to go out and take a look. 'Cause I've been housebound. Housebound. I live in one room. I'm apartment bound in my one room for 3 days. She's not from your country, but you have common language. So there's another conversation opener. Yeah, you guys didn't get the crazy cold snap like we got here in Canada. Um, Even though Canada's cold, but I live in Toronto, which is almost the States. we're, I'm not in North Bay where it's supposed to be cold. I'm in civilization where it's not supposed to be so cold. But yeah, so that's another conversation starter, I guess, if she's not from your country, and you can start yipping and yapping about various things. Yeah, it is a beautiful country. I haven't seen that much of it, but I mean, I've been through the East Coast because I go to a convention in Rhode Island almost every summer, and so I drive through parts of Canada, then dip down to the States. But a lot of the Eastern Seaboard looks the same. Maine and New Brunswick look a lot the same. I've spent a lot of summers in Maine because I have relatives there, and then New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, and all those. very similar looking to Maine. And then on the other side, Vancouver, I've been to Vancouver once. And I've been to Calgary. I went to Banff once. I used to be in an orchestra, and so I was in a competition, international festival of orchestras, and we went to Banff for 3 weeks and stayed on the campus at the International Arts Center there and played a lot of concerts and traveled around and stuff. So that's all I've seen of Canada. So I'm not. Oh yeah, I've been up to. Did I go to Yellowknife? Sudbury. I think it was Sudbury I went to. Somebody had a cottage up there once, and I drove. That was far. It's like 10-hour drive. Yeah. Anyways, that's my babble about what I know about Canada. Anyways, wow. So it's 1:24. I had better get on with my day. Steve Vernon, yes, yep. Steve Vernon's over in I believe Nova Scotia. I believe he's over by Nova Scotia, which is further than Nikon from here. It's further than Rhode Island. Yeah, I think he's in Nova Scotia. He used to be. And he used to have a story to do tarot card readings. We used to email now and again about tarot cards and stuff. But a long time ago. We're in an anthology together right now, me and Steve. It just came out. It's called Amazing Monsters. Texas. Are you having that cold snap in Texas too now then? Are you guys getting the weird cold as well? There was something last week. I don't know if it's still working its way through. Yeah. Oh, thanks for the follow. Um, for me with tarot, I like to try and help people get through their stuff, like their blocks, their bullshit, and get themselves out of their own way kind of thing. Um, Yeah, like coaching advice. I prefer that kind of thing because I was saying earlier, and I don't know if you were here, but I say it all the time on this channel. I'm not a mind reader. I don't want to be a mind reader. I have no interest in being a mind reader. I don't want to see what's in people's heads. So I don't know if that prevents me from seeing the future. Definitely, the cards do show things that could or couldn't happen if you stay on the same. That's why we can't tell what's going to happen with the girl, or at least I can't, because you have to get to the point where you communicate with her first, and then we can see what would happen after that. And yeah, a lot of people call themselves psychics. People call me psychic, and I'll be like, no, but sometimes I'll use it because it's a good, like, kind of hook in to show the kind of thing I'm about. But and there are people I was saying earlier where they can, because it's happened to me, where they just look at me and they tell me all this stuff about myself, and there's no way they know. They're complete and total strangers. I do readings at Fan Expo, which has about 100,000 people coming through. It's a giant Comic Con, and I've had, sometimes I'll do exchanges with people. They say, "Hey, I'll read your hand if you read my cards," or we'll do stuff like that. And some of the stuff they'll tell me, it's like, "Holy shit! How do you know? How do you know this stuff?" Let's see. Asked one before a month. She told me I'll meet someone with long blonde hair, good personality, and it matches a girl from your class. Yep, there you go. Yeah. What is that queen? What color hair is the queen? Yeah, the queen of swords in the Rider Waite is kind of a light brown hair, and then she has like a piece of cloth hanging down from her crown. But she's definitely more fair. I mean, it could even be almost blondish, but it's usually a browny kind of color. Um, but yeah, you're not confident at all. Could be a coincidence. Yeah, well, I think, we all have to, I don't like to sit here and discount my own profession, but we all have to take these things with a grain of salt because, as I was saying earlier, we can't manifest money. We can't. Like we can manifest opportunities that lead to money, like jobs, contracts, things like that. But to say, oh, I'm going to wake up and there'll be a ball of money on my desk, that's not going to happen. But we can figure out steps to take. Like, for instance, with the girl, you're asking, should I talk to her? Should I not? And then the cards gave us some ideas of how you could get her attention and progress, right? So we can use the cards just as a tool to see things how we haven't really seen them, or different perspectives. I know I had a friend, the same one I used to do Two Stupid Witches with, when we were talking about the dowsing rods and how you can see the chakras. Her thing was like, when if you're ever having a problem or trying to think solutions to things, to look at, she says, okay, stand in your room and look around. Now stand in the opposite corner of the room and look at the room. And so it's a thing about perspective, getting perspective. And so the cards can sometimes help us get perspective on things we hadn't thought about before. Who the heck keeps talking to me on this Facebook? Dicky, dicky, dicky. They're just going nuts with their little conversation. Well, they're not talking. I'm in a couple of little group chats on Facebook, so I don't know if you guys can hear it because I have the thing on. But it's the little coconut sound, and I hope I don't get flagged for copyright for that. It's all my phone has all these different ringtones, and then I always worry that I'm gonna get slammed. The other day, my son called while I was on Twitch, so you get the Mario theme. I'm like, now Mario's on. Anyways, um, yeah, so some people do seem to be able to somehow pull in information from somewhere, and I don't know how they do it, and I don't want to do it. I mean, I know how they do it. A lot of meditation, a lot of open mind. A lot of them are water signs, so they have that natural intuitive ability, anyways, and they have no fear. They're not afraid of all the other stuff that comes in when we open ourselves up to the portals, other universes, other however you want to look at life, or look at the cosmos and look at the unknowable, because there's so many things we don't know or understand, and we don't know how they work. And so the deeper you delve into some of these esoteric and arcane ideas, can be dangerous. For some people, you can go mad, like a Lovecraft mad, or you can go mad because something really is plucking in your brain. So I don't know. It's, everybody has their own ideas. Hey, hi, Spartan Nator 515. How's it going? I'm gonna pull a card. So what about the fortune teller at the beginning of Pee-wee's Big Adventure? She was wrong about his bike being at the Alamo. Oh my God, I haven't watched that movie in so long, I forget. I'll have to rewatch that and then give you an opinion. Yeah, fortune tellers. It's funny because they say with the tarot cards, the cards are never wrong, and that's true. That's why you can think about them days later. It's the filter, which would be the tarot card reader, that can be wrong, how we interpret it, or you, the person who's being read to, how you interpret it, or see it, or look at it. Um, okay. Oh, hey, Goose of Wild. I have not seen you forever. Um, okay, so for some reason, I'll pull a card for Spartan here. Okay, Spartan, your card is the Ten of Cups. Okay, so for people who are just joining us, I cannot actually show you the tarot card because I don't have copyright permission from US Games, but I use the Rider Waite deck, Rider hyphen Waite. So you can Google the card. So for Spartan here, we got Ten of Cups, CUPS. So the Ten of Cups, the actual picture on the card is like a rainbow with all these cups on it, and then it's like it looks like a little happy family. So theoretically, a husband and wife and two children playing, but all their backs are to us, so we don't know if it's men and women or whatever. That's irrelevant. It's the idea of the card is hopes and dreams for a happy family, the rainbow of opportunities and wishes. And 10 also means ending of cycles. So, Spartan, you're coming to the end of a cycle of some sort. Um, and wrapping up some ideas, but you have all these fantastic opportunities and ideas and goals and dreams you're trying to manifest, trying to get to, really trying to happen. And so with this card, it's a very happy card. So it's showing all these choices you have to make. And so the thing with the card is just pick one thing at a time and then knock it off your list. So try not to get scattered. I know for me, I have. Oh, thank you, Save Maxis. Bye bye. Thank you so much for coming by. Good luck and come back and let me know what happens. Okay, you have your homework now for your homework class. All right. So, Spartan, so we have yeah, so it's get focused on one goal at a time, make your plan, and then do one idea at a time, make a plan. You can even make a list. I'm a huge list maker. You get your little notebook, make your list of your hopes and dreams and plans, and then prioritize them, and then focus on them one at a time to knock them off your list. But Ten of Cups is a excellent card. It's a really fantastic, happy, loving, warm card. So there you go, Spartan. That's your card. And Goose of Wild. So you and your husband or wife, right? Can't remember who actually comes online, and then you always. Okay, so here's for the first one, Goose of Wild. Goose of Wild, here is your first card I am pulling. I keep seeing weird little, what are all, it must be dust. This can't be orbs, although someone did die down the hall last month, but I think someone's actually died in this apartment too, for that matter. Oh, your friend. Okay. All right, so Goose so Wild, I am shuffling. And for those who are just joining us, or I keep saying it over and over just so people know, I can't actually show the cards. Goose of Wild knows this because Goose of Wild has been here many times. I can't show you the cards because I don't have copyright permission from US Games, but you can Google the cards while I talk about them. And the deck is Rider Waite, Rider hyphen Waite. So, Goose of Wild, here we go. Ta-da! Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. Wow. There you go. I want that card. That's the card where I could actually move to a better place and have a higher rent. No. Anyways. Ace of Pentacles. Pentacles often represent money or business opportunities, and the ace is hand of God bringing you a ball of money. Yeah. So if you've been job hunting, or I forget what you're up to because we haven't talked in a while, but basically, if you're looking for work, it's coming. If you've applied for a job, you'll probably get it. If you're trying to do some stuff on the side, you're going to get it. Or you may get an unexpected inheritance or gift of money, but it's a money card. So there's unexpected money coming your way, but it might be expected if you've applied for a job or it's your birthday or something like that, right? Anyways, money coming in is always a good thing. And then on another level, it could be a business opportunity. If you're trying to set up a business or you're trying to get some paperwork done and the final things are fine tuning, it could be for that. I think you're on a farm, aren't you? I can't remember now. And and then the other idea, sorry. Then another idea with the Ace of Pentacles is the suit of pentacles is also spirituality and spiritual ideas and religious ideas and stuff like that. So it could be having it could be an idea of getting more connected with your spiritual journey, or maybe something's happening and oh man, I hadn't thought of that. Maybe I need to go down this path and stuff. It's usually not really that for people. It's usually more about the money. Yeah, your monthly wages. Um, Yeah, but it wouldn't be the money you already get all the time. You already know you get your monthly wages unless you get a bonus that you weren't expecting or a raise you weren't expecting. Like I said, it's likely something like a gift or something like that, or a side project. I know us freelancers like Alex, we're always happy to see that Ace of Pentacle extra contract coming in. Yeah, now I have to. Yeah, yep, that's right, Alex. Okay, so the second card I'm gonna pull for Goose of Wild is okay. Second card is for John. John, John, John. Let's get a good card. Hmm. All right. So what we have here is the Eight of Swords. And so if you Google that card, it's a rather disturbing image, but it's really not. The swords, the suit of swords, I guess maybe because I am a sword, because I'm an Aquarius, but the suit of swords often looks disturbing, upsetting, horrible. But oftentimes the cards look worse than the actual idea of the card is. So what's happening in this card is that it's an eight. So again, we have that business money kind of thing happening with the card. And then the suit of swords is often about communication, stress, anxiety, all that crap. We do. And so the Eight of Swords is a picture of a woman who's all bound up, and then there's swords in the ground, there's puddles on the ground, and there's a castle in the background. So the idea with this card is this woman's waiting to be rescued. She's waiting for her handsome prince to come and rescue her and get me out of here, Calgon, take me away. I can't deal with this anymore. But the thing is with this card is that she in fact doesn't need to be rescued at all. This is one of those cards about being stronger than we think we are. Um, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. But it's also a thing about we put ourselves into confusion a lot when we don't have to. Um, or we get stressed out about stuff and then we get all confused. It's like, I don't know which way to turn. I don't know what's going on. It's one of those cards for those kinds of ideas. And so with this card, she just needs to shake off her bindings because she tied herself up. The swords are in the ground, so she's not in a war anymore. She thought she was in a war. She's not. The swords are in the ground. The war is over. She thought she was in the pouring rain, but she's not. It's just puddles on the ground. Storm's over. And then she thinks she's lost because she's all blindfolded and a ring of swords and the rain and all that. But in fact, when she takes her blindfolds off and turns around, she sees the castle, and there's her castle, and she goes back and becomes the Queen of Swords, which is her rightful place. She was the Queen of Swords all along, but she got confused and forgot because, I don't know, maybe she was tripping on something. But it's just one of those cards where we're stronger than we think we are. Don't let other people confuse you, and definitely don't confuse yourself. So I always like when I'm showing the cards to people, like if they're in front of me and I'm reading for them, I'll dig through and pull out the Queen of Swords, which we just had earlier with the other reading, and show the journey the journey of the cards, because if you look at the Queen of Swords card, she has a little rope around her wrist that hangs down, and which is her reminder never to put herself into bondage again. It's a reminder to keep herself strong, and that not to be confused by stupid stuff, but just stay focused on what the important issues and to remain strong and be the boss and all that. So that's a big long babble for John. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee, so watch out for the slurping. I guess it's iced coffee now. Yeah, you always be patient. But you had like all that spiritual stuff. Like you look at that card, it's so power packed with so much stuff. I know, and some cards have way bigger stories than others. But yeah, be patient. I know it's funny. Doug James, who was here earlier, when he came in today, because for the last like week he keeps getting all the patient cards. It gets like temperance and all this stuff. It's like I better not be patience again. And then you came along and got the patience card. Well, I think I gave him the details he needed for the moment. And like I said, like that the eight of swords is always such a long card because it's two cards. But it's really just don't stress yourself out. It's a stop confusing yourself. It's not as bad as you think it is card. That's all the Eight of Swords is. Maybe I should just start saying that. It's not as bad as you think it is. Some of the cards, yeah, you're right. I have a real shorthand on them because I understand them so fully. Uh, and other ones, yeah, some of them just have big stories. I feel that are important to relay. Maybe she was tripping. I don't know. Yep. Yeah, and these recordings go up so you can all go back and relive them and laugh again. But they don't keep the recordings up forever anymore. I think they smack them down after about a week. I noticed that. Because I was doing this last spring, and then we had the heat wave from hell, and I just could not deal with. Because I have no air conditioning, and I just look so disgusting sitting here sweating for all of you. And then things changed a lot in the fall with how they do things on Twitch, and they keep changing things. That's the nature of the beast these modern times, all these technologies changing all the time. Yeah, and tonight I might try to figure out how to do my Wizard of Oz phone game onto Twitch. Because I play that every night, and I know Twitch is more of a video game place. I don't know. My son sent me some information on how to put my phone up because he just got affiliate, and he's cousin Catnip, my son who turned me on to all this. He just got affiliate this weekend, and he plays, but he's a super gamer. He's like mega gamer. I'm not a gamer like that. You got I tried to play Bubble Witch on here once, and like one person watched, and they're like, "What are you doing?" No one plays Bubble Witch. Anyways, wow, I'm on here way longer than usual. So I guess I should hang up and get back to editing. And I might even try to go outside. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I should. I should get some fresh air. You're just figuring out whether you want to do YouTube, Twitch, or both. Yeah, that's the thing, because these technologies, because I've been on YouTube for about 10 years, more than 10 years. And when I first started my YouTube channel and I was doing horoscopes, I used to make money. I used to make about $100 a month, which wasn't, it's not life changing, but it's money, right? And then they changed everything. So I had everything, I had it all figured out how to hit the marks. And then they totally changed it about a year after I started it. And I haven't been able to figure it out since. And then, but I still had monetization until about a year ago. Not, I'd make like $50 every 5 years. Or what. No, I think I got two more $100 checks over the next 8 years instead of monthly. And then they changed it again about a year or year and a half ago, where everyone who didn't have X number of followers got demonetized. Because it used to be anyone could be monetized, I think. I don't know, but I was monetized for years, and then they took it away because I only have about 400 followers on YouTube. And then, so I put things on there now and again, trying to pump it up, but no one ever comes and looks. I do the horoscopes for Romance Daily News on there. I prattle on about Star Wars, and yet all the channels I watch, went from like 70 viewers to 1,000, like 20,000 viewers, but I can't even get five, you know. Then I'm trying to do, writerly things, but, and I was doing writers behaving badly, but then I kind of don't want to do that because I don't want to be ratting out all my friends with all their stupid shit, you know, but it's fun to talk about, but I shouldn't be a mean girl, so I'm not really doing that. And now maybe I'm going to do writer prompts over there, and now and again I put these Twitches over there, but yeah, YouTube's a difficult animal unless you can really get the subscribers up. And then I see once in a while I'll go look at people doing the live YouTubes, and people give them so much money. It makes me crazy. I'm like, I watched one YouTuber, he's just ranting about how he hates Disney and Star Wars, and he made like $1,000 just in the couple of minutes I watched, and it just made me so angry. I left because it's like, so you get money for ranting badly, like for saying crappy things about a franchise that you'd have nothing to do with except you're ranting about it, and you make more money in like 5 minutes than I make in a year. you and you didn't even create anything, yet here all of us creators are trying to sell our books and our paintings and our, whatever we're doing, and tarot card readings or whatever. I can't get a penny. Yeah, it's a strange world. So the opportunities are there with, and like even now on my uh, thing, I think you could see it too. I have Twitch and YouTube on there because I think there's a way you're supposed to be able to do both at once, but I haven't cracked that nut yet because I always see YouTube says zero, and I think it's connected, but I don't know. I have to explore it a little more. And then didn't explore it that hard when I was still had music on, because even though Twitch said we could use the music, YouTube you can't, right? So you get into all those copyright things too, right? So so I'm trying this Twitch thing because it does seem more accessible than YouTube for and Alex, like you can, I haven't checked you out, but you definitely can do a lot of drawing. As you see, that's what I've been trying to do today. It's my first day trying to do the two camera thing. And since I'm not used to doing it, I haven't even been drawing. But definitely people draw all day long on Twitch. My son, cousin Catnip, he also does tap dancing on Twitch. So he'll do the two camera and do tap dancing. Um, and musicians and stuff on Twitch. So, yeah, I'm really, really trying to check out this Twitch. Like I said, I started my channel last spring, and then it sort of got distracted as I do. Just so many hats with so many things. But yeah, so, and then you can upload your Twitch videos onto YouTube. So to cross pollinate like that. There's a button on Twitch. I don't know if you've discovered it yet, Alex, but you just, once the Twitch videos do their thing, then there's a button you can click to send it over to YouTube. So I'm starting to do that now that I don't have the music, so I don't have to worry about copyright. And as you see, I'm trying to be so careful with my copyright. Yeah, live drawing and painting, people like to interact. Yeah. Oh, you shouldn't delete them. They should be there forever. Because that's how you bring people in. But yeah, try the Twitch because it's a faster track to get monetized, I think. Because like I said, I've been on YouTube for 10 years and I'm going backwards. I'm going backwards on YouTube with the monetization and stuff. Whereas here, I'm not at monetization yet, obviously, but I'm very close. I was really, really close when the heat wave hit. I think I only had one more hurdle to jump. Oh yeah, I didn't have quite enough followers. Then I just got enough followers and I didn't have the hours. And right now it's the hours and the number of people watching. I have enough followers. You need 50 followers. And then there's three other things you have to do. Like you have to stream 7 days in a row. You have to do so many hours and so many people have to watch at a time. And then you get affiliate. And like I said, my son just got it on the weekend, so we'll see. Then people can send you bits um, when you do stuff for them and make money that way. And then my son's always talking about, 'cause he's been watching Twitch for years. Like he lives on his own, obviously, but when he was still living with me a few years ago, he was always had Twitch on. I'm like, what are you, you're just watching people play video games? But he's was trying to learn and grow at how it all worked. Because he's a dancer, like I've mentioned, tap dancer, jazz, ballet, hip hop, and all that. But, so as an artist, we're always looking for more ways to up the old income doing things we love to do, right? So he suggested I do the tarot reading on here, and also he wants me to do writing on here, but I can't imagine anything more boring because like drawing is so interesting and fascinating, and I can't draw, but Alex can for sure. And and then on YouTube I've seen yeah, a lot of YouTubers do the live drawings, but again they're the ones that have thousands of followers and people are throwing them 20 bucks at a time and all that. And Alex, did you ever get money thrown at you when you were doing the live drawings? Or you monetized? Do you have to be monetized to get the money live? I've never done a live YouTube ever. I've only done the recordings. No, did it? Yeah. No, because I think you need to have, I don't even know what it is anymore. I think it's something like 10,000 people. I remember it was some crazy number to be monetized now. Um, it's like I said, I have like 400. That's not being monetized at all. I have about 400 followers, and that's it. After 10 years, it's like just discouraging. But like my son points out, I don't YouTube every day like some people do. But I try to Twitch. I get through phases as we see. Well, this cold snap has kept me indoors. So it's like, yeah, it's too cold to go out. Too cold. It's way too cold. Yeah, I gotta get back to work on this guy's book. But I'll color for another minute. Like I said, I gotta get those hours in. I think as I fell up, oh, I'm always so close. And I'm a self-sabotager. I'm a seven of swords. If you ever look up seven of swords, it's like people stabbing you in the back or stabbing yourself in the back. I'm good at I'm so close and so far. Yeah. So let's see. It is 5 to 2. Okay, I'll sign off at 2. So 5 more minutes. So if anyone, do you want another tarot card reading, Alex? Do you want me to pull another card for you? You got your patience. It's delightful. Good to listen to my words. It's full time from home, so the kids aren't here. It can get quiet. Oh, oh good, good. I'm gonna give you one more good luck card. Let's hope it's good luck. Uh, hope it's not the devil. Yeah. So Alex, I will. You're being patient so you can get your reading. You've been listening to me babble for like 2 hours. I don't think I've ever done a stream this long before. 'Cause usually I have to be somewhere for 1 o'clock. But like I said, I'm the weather's too crappy. Oh, two of cups. This is good for you, Alex. This is a good cup for you, a good card for you. Two of cups. This is the networking card, the schmoozing card, the meeting of the minds card, and it's a two, just like your high priestess was. So that's interesting. That's a day of twos for you. And today's the 22nd, so there's more twos. Um, so the two of cups, I guess part of what we're doing now, networking, talking about how these things all work and how we can use them to better our lives and manifest our incomes. So the two of cups is two people coming together and discussing things and networking, and sometimes it's a new friendship starting, and sometimes it's a new business starting. And then if you Google the card, you'll see like there's a medical symbol above it. So sometimes it's an indication with like if there's some medical stuff happening in your life, to take um alternative like holistic advice as opposed to just the plain old doctor advice. Go smoke a bong instead of taking that opium or, yeah, the opiate or whatever, so or maybe lifestyle changes or things like that. But it's an excellent card. It's one of my favorites. And cups are the suit of arts, and you're an artist, and a suit of the arts, and love and romance and happiness and creativity, creative growth, all these wonderful things. And you see there's grass in the background, so grass and green is always growing, creative growth. And yeah, so that's a beautiful card for you. So yeah, the High Priestess and the Two of Cups, excellent cards for you. And this one, you don't have to be as patient. Things are happening. I know I always get the patient. You know how many temperance cards I have? Because you can, like, you go to those new age shops or whatever, and they say, "Oh, pick a card for your thing of the day," and sometimes they let you keep it. And I almost always get temperance. Be patient, be patient. I'm an Aquarius. I'm not patient. You know. Oh, you're very welcome, Alex. You're very welcome, and thanks so much for coming by today. And okay, I'm going to sign off now because I got to go proofread this guy's spy book. It's really cool. Oh, you're a Taurus. Ah, fantastic. So you're a Pentacle. You're an Earth sign. Um, the suit of Pentacles are the Earth signs. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I feel so honored. Great. Well, good luck. I'm going to follow you too when I get off this and can get at my keyboard again because everything's all on my desk. Well, you guys can't see the collection of caliginous crap I have here, but I can. All right. Thank you so much, Alex. Bye. And goodbye to everyone else who might be watching, whoever that might be. Have a great day, everyone, and see you tomorrow, I hope. Bye.